Cool. Hey guys, it's been a while. I tried to go live a few times and it just wasn't happening. Hi Renee. I I tried to go live up in the hills and I just couldn't get a signal. I started to go live at one place, and as we were driving up the hill, I thought for sure I was going to uh, keep a signal, but there was no signal. Hi Connie and James. How are you guys? Yeah, it's been so busy. I've been really busy. I don't even know where to begin. How's it going? Yay, just got off work right on, man. I miss work. I guess squatching is my work now, and boy, have I been doing that. Okay, let me see if I can give you a ranch. Uh, let me see. I can't give wrenches on the phone, but later on I'll go in and give everybody a wrench. When I get on the computer, I'll give everybody a wrench that doesn't have a wrench. Because I think the wrenches look cool in the chat, so everybody gets a wrench that I can give a wrench. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've been on. I really don't have a place to go live, so I'm out in my car. I mounted this little uh, dash mount thingamajig that holds the phone, because I get tired of holding it with my arms, and right now the house is full. The living room, I got somebody sleeping in. My bedroom. It looks like I'm gonna lose my bedroom for a while. My little place that my little studio thing. Right now I have winter when my son's widow in there. But next month she's moving out, and then next month my daughter and grandkids are coming from Indiana to live with me. So it's gonna be, I don't know how long, couple of 3 months before I have anything that I can use like a studio. So it's gonna be hit or miss on the live stuff, because so by the time they get done running me around and everything, I wind up too tired to go on. Yeah, I wish I had, like, what do they call it, the she shed. I need a she shed, that's what I need. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so I've been out with Adolf a bunch of times, and Javier, Cryptid 559. Um, I went out. We did the Memorial Day camp out, and we went back and we did it again. We had some weird stuff happen to us, and it's just, and I've been out like I don't know how many times with Adolf. We've been behind, like, all over the place. I have probably 8 or 9 hours of video, and I have that drone. Only I probably have a couple of hours of drone footage. Only I can't use it on the channel until I get licensed. So I'm studying for the license right now, and hopefully I'll have that in a month or so. I'm not real sure. It's hard to even find time to even study. But the drone footage, like the picture I'm using for my video, that is a screen capture from the drone. Yeah, so let's talk about some of this stuff that's been happening here. I'm not real sure, Pedro. The DNA that we got says that it's mostly human, and then there's a little bit that's not human, that's not even uh, charted DNA. So, but it walks like a man, it runs like a man, it moves like a man, it's smart like a man. Hey, Dolph, how's it going, man? So, it's some kind of hominid, that's for sure. But yeah, so we're up at the spot. I'm gonna start with up at the spot. Me and Adolf, we now I should start with, because actually me and Adolf has been out quite a few times before I even went to the spot, behind the Pine Flat Lake, up the creeks, Ross Crossing, Dinky Creek, Dinky, all over the place. Big Creek, you name it, we've been there. The Upper and Lower Kings. Yeah, I got drone footage from all those places. I even had the drone up watching the Adolf fish. Yeah, it was pretty good. But speaking of the drone, at the spot, when we went on the Memorial Day, yeah, when we went on the Memorial Day trip, there was a lot of activity around the tent, and some things I can't explain happened. Like that, the first night we had some motion sensors that we put out, and when uh, each sensor has its own number, and it will beep when it gets set off. So, say north is 1, so it'll be like beep, beep, beep. And then if sensor 2 will go beep, 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 and so on all the way to 4. Like 4 is like beep, 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 beep. And we had those out around the tent, and the sensors are going off all around the tent. We could hear something out there. It opened up the ice chest. It played around with everything on the table. And I had brought this solar light that comes on when it charges up with the sun, but then it's a motion activated light. And I set it in, I tested it, and it worked. It would go on with movement, and then it would go off after a few minutes. And I tested a few times, and then before we went in the tent, I set it on the table right in front of the tent door. That way, if anything came along, it would turn the light on, and we might see what is out there. Well, as soon as I set it up and we got in the tent, the motions started going off, the light came on, and the light stayed on all the rest of the night. And something was moving around. We were listening to it. Jeff had set up some microphones outside and in stereo, and had a little mini mixer board inside the tent, and he had it cranked up so you could hear a mosquito fart from a quarter mile. It was that good of the sound. And only he had forgot to bring the little piece that hooks to the phone to connect to the phone. So we didn't record anything, but we were listening to it. So we're listening to this thing move around the tent. We're listening to the sound of the sensors going off. And all around 11 or so. Now, you guys, who goes to sleep when there's something moving around outside, right? I don't even know what's out there, and I'm intent on trying to figure out what's out there. and I went to sleep. I mean, I just fell asleep, and I couldn't believe it that I fell asleep. When in the morning, the crows were crowing so loud that it woke me up, and the sun was coming up. Now I always wait. I get up with the sun. The sun never beats me up, right? So I get up before the sun rises. Like when it's, I mean, it'll be light outside, but the sun hasn't cleared the, you know, brightened up the area yet. It's just, I guess, dawn. And that's when I usually get up. This time the sun was full on up, lit up the tent. The whole camp, the camp was all lit up. We got up, and I had to go. I really had to go. I had to go bad. And as we went over to the tent door, the motion went off. The one right next to the tent door went off on the outside. We jumped out of the tent, unzipped it, and jumped out. There was nothing there. We didn't see anything. We didn't hear anything. The crows disappeared. There was no crows or anything. So we kind of walked around and checked everything out, and I have no idea what it was. So I thought, I'm going to break out the drone. It's early. I'm going to break it out. It's the great time, that golden hour, when the sun comes up. It's the best time to shoot videos early in the morning, especially drone video. It really catches the forest beautiful. So I fired up the drone and sent it up, and right before that night, right before we went to bed, 3 trees fell over, and one of them I saw fall over. The second one I even watched fall, and all 3 of them were in a real close proximity to each other. I would say within 30 yards of each other. So like in a square 50 or 30 or 50 yards area, 3 trees fell, and I saw one fall. So I thought I would send the drone up and fly it over there and see if I could see where these trees fell down. And right when the drone got over the area where the trees had been pushed over or fell over or whatever, I lost contact with the drone. And at first it was just sitting there in the sky, just sitting there. It was still recording video, and I was freaking out. I was panicking because, it's an expensive drone. I've flown it all over the place. I never lost contact ever. I could see it, so it wasn't like it was so far away that I would lose contact. Then all of a sudden it started flying. It flew towards the dirt road, and then it went up about 75 feet all by itself. It adjusted its altitude by 75 feet, and then it made like a V pattern, and then all of a sudden the actual control started saying going home. And what happens is when you take off with the drone will lift off about 6 or 8 feet. It'll take a picture of where it took off, and then it'll lock in all the GPS satellites, and it will locate where it is, and then it'll lock that in. So it'll take a picture of the landing pad that I have, and then it'll lock that location with the GPS satellite, and that will become its home. And all of a sudden it went up about another 100 feet up, and I'm glad it went up, because if it didn't go up, it would have been running into trees and stuff like that. So whoever had control of it raised it up high enough where it didn't run into any trees, and it started going home, and it went and landed right back on the landing pad. And I never did gain control of it again. It landed and shut itself off, and that tripped me out. Okay, it really took me out. I thought that's what was going to happen, Paul. I thought I was going to lose it. I thought I was going to lose the drone, and man, I was really scared for it. I even took off down the hill towards, I got right under it, and I still couldn't get the signal back. And then all of a sudden it was moving around, and I was trying to keep up with it, and then the next thing you know, it's going back, and it landed before I even got back in camp. In the video, it was still recording, and I got the recording, and it actually shows Jeff and I running into the camp, or walking. I'm walking, but fast as I can, anyways, back into the camp just as it sits down on the ground. And I tell you, that was the weirdest thing. Man, Brown Dwarf, that was a cool little trip you took us on. I loved it, man. That was some huge tree breaks, bro. Huge, huge. There was some huge tree breaks where we were at also. I mean, like trees that are probably 2.5 feet around were busted off all over the place. In fact, the trees that were pushed down were probably like 2 feet. So you guys should go check that. Go check out Brown Dwarf's channel, man. He gave us a little tour of his backyard, and it was great. I mean, it was great. Showed a lot of Bigfoot activity, what they do, some of the things they do. So it was really good. Cool stuff, man. Yeah, so that trip was one of the weirdest trips I ever went on at the spot. It was crazy, really crazy. There was other things that we caught later, like we caught this alien looking shadow thing on video. You see, we lost time going down there one time. So now when we go down there, we look at the clock, we take down the time, and then we turn on our phones and put on record, and we videotape all the way down in there. Now, Jeff's phone stayed on the whole time. Mine kept on going off. I don't know why. The recording just kept going off. But I still got whatever it was, this shadow alien looking thing. I'm not sure if that's what was messing with us that night, because the light was on. It was stomping around. You could hear it. It was handling the microphone, like putting its hand. It kept doing that to the microphone. In fact, one of the microphones was actually even moved all the way down. You know how you put the microphone on that thing, and we had it set like that. Well, this microphone was all the way down, flat, and the wind can't make that happen. It has to be moved. It has tension, that it's kind of locked, not tight, real tight, but it has resistance. You just can't just move it over. So it was a really weird thing. That's what Adolf was telling me. He's like, oh my God, you guys, that was 10/11/02 all over again. It was weird. I know I would not go to sleep if something's out stomping around the camp. There's been many a nights we've been up there and things have been stomping around, bears and everything. I don't go to sleep, okay? I don't go to sleep when nothing's out there because I'm listening for something. That was just plain weird. And then I don't sleep through the night either, ever. But I slept through the whole night and missed my morning wake-up call until the crows started calling us and waking us up. That was so weird. But yeah, so that was that trip. And we just got back from another weekend. Not a lot happened, but we did have, again, something setting off the motions. We couldn't see it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It did it 2 nights in a row. I have no idea what it was. It was just weird, really weird. And I want to go back up there again and this time do some things different. I have a few ideas I'm not going to say, on video, because I want to, it's something I just thought, we had been talking about, and I thought up these ideas, so I'll give them a try, and I'll let you guys know what happens. I'm not sure, and I didn't bring the EMF. I didn't bring the EMF reader, so I didn't take any EMF. That's one of the things I want to do. Also, some radioactive. Try the radioactive. See if there's anything. I can't remember what you call the darn thing, but it reads radioactivity. Geiger counter. I want to take the Geiger counter and some other equipment and set it up. I want to take a couple of GoPros and put them up and see. You know, I want to know. You know. Yeah, I heard that that's the colors that when their eyes shine, that's the color is usually green or red. But you'll know it's them because it'll be huge. The eye shine's not going to be little eye shine, like little animal or something. It'll be pretty big. Yeah, man, Adolf, that's for sure. I get it. I always thought I understood what you were talking about. I get it now, man. I do. And you don't know, like, the weirdest part is you don't know what happened. After you went to sleep, from the time you went to sleep to the time you woke up, what happened? Like, you don't know if anything did. Yeah, man, I heard about the earthquakes up there, like two, right, one after the other, right? That's what I heard. Wow, I saw that, Chris. I didn't see. I don't know if I can scroll this or not. Let me see. Yeah, I can. Man, I heard the old women again. I heard the old women again. And actually, like a real deep growl that was right by the camp. And I mean, it was a deep one. I had put a log on the fire, and I was just standing there, and everybody was taking a nap, like went and laid down and took a nap. And man, yeah, I did think of you. In fact, I sure did. I was wondering, like, if you would have maybe seen what we were not seeing. I could feel it. I could feel it from the time we drove in till the time we left. I felt something the whole time, and only it's hard to describe to people a feeling. You know what I mean? It really does. It really is. California for me, where Brown Dwarf is in Humboldt, California. I want to go up and squatch with Brown Dwarf. Maybe me and Chris could go up there. How's that, Chris? Man, we'll go up there and squatch with Brown Dwarf in his backyard. Man, he had some. There's some serious stuff going on up there. Yeah, really. That's for sure. Man, say when. I got a free. as long as I have like a little bit of time, I can change my wife's doctor's appointments and all that kind of stuff. I'll go. I'll bring the tent and everything, man. We'll sleep out there in a sack lunch. We'll be sleeping in the sack lunch, brother. Sure, man. If you don't mind camping, you got 3 weeks vacation. Nice. Cool. Wow, we'll get a bunch of us up there, huh? I feel safer in numbers. You know what I mean? Like when there's only a couple people, there's not enough guns to go around and they're in eyes to see. I always feel like something's behind me. Yeah, numbers. That's where I feel more safe nowadays. I used to go out there all by myself. What was I thinking? There's a Squatch out there, man. I got a Squatch outside my car. Yep, it's my cat, Squatch. Yeah, so I have a whole bunch of video, and okay, I want to ask you guys a question. It's overwhelming how much video I have, all right? A lot of it is from the same areas because they're the most squatchiest areas, of course. So I'm like uh, panning the camera around all over the place. So my question is, what do you guys think? You write it in the comments, after the video's loaded and everything, and you can make comments on the bottom. Should I edit all the video into one video, or should I break it up into the different each different trip? There's, I think, 6 or 8 trips, something like that. That would give me 6 or 8 videos. Each one would be its own video on for that trip. Or should I just like edit to an hour maybe, and then just go in order or sequence of the trips and edit it like that, and just make one video with clips of each trip in it. And yeah, I was thinking that too, Crypto. There's so much though. Oh my gosh. Like when I went with you guys, I had like 3 hours of video that day, and you never know what's going to be in the video. I don't want to edit too much out because really there might be something in there. I don't know how many times I put video up, and then people have sent me stills and stuff and showed me things in the video that was right there that I didn't even see. Yeah, man, my teacher went 411, a missing 411 in the very first 411 book. My teacher was in that. I don't know what's up with my phone. It's acting weird. Probably the easiest is do it uh, by trip, because I have a couple of folders for this trip, a couple of folders for this trip, and so on, like that. When you start trying to put it all together, it gets really difficult because you don't know what you have to keep on going back over what you did to make sure you're not putting something you already put in. So I'm not going to do a lot of heavy editing, and I'll, where there's quiet or when there's nothing going on, I'll add a little music, but I'm going to leave it pretty much raw. You know what I mean? I'm just going to stitch the videos together and just let it roll. And then you guys can see what I see, hear what I hear. You know, when I look up to you, man, you're over there in freaking Humboldt. Oh man, that's like the mecca of Bigfoot for California, isn't it? Over there, we're just a little ways from Patty. I just got to meet Bob Gimlin the other, like, that's something, I have some video of that too, Bob Gimlin. I actually got to hang out with him a little while. It was pretty fun. He's a cool guy. It was really fun. Yeah, you know what they did to that, Paul? I'll have to put a picture up one day of that, because those guys turned it sideways like that, and they said the face was like that. That wasn't the case. I'll have to like edit that and then put it where maybe I can use little red circles or something like that and actually show you the face, how the face really is, because it's not the full face, it's only half. Wow. Huh. Yeah, if I show you how the face really is on that window, you'll really trip out because if you stop that video, what you're seeing is one eye and then the side of the face and mustache like that and half the lips. And then lower underneath of it is the chest, like the ball of the shoulder and then the chest part. That is what is on there. And the reason it is like that is because the window is safety glass or security glass. It had a tint on it, and they don't know, to go like this and look in the window. So he was putting his whole face and everything on the window and looking in it like that. And he had to put his whole eye right on the glass to see in the back of the truck. That's what that is. Now the smudge that's on the window that didn't have tint, it's just the nose and lips, and it's all snotted and everything. Hey, Las Vegas, I hope you're a little cooler than we are. It's hot here. Very hot. San Francisco, I hope it smells better than here. No, I'm just kidding. I heard about that place. Like, people are, you know, defecating in the streets. They can't hold themselves anymore. What a trip. The Philippines, hey, right on. The Philippines. I have some relatives in Guam over by there somewhere. Yeah, I heard it's gonna be 80. It was 98 today. I heard it's gonna be like 80 or no 95 or something tomorrow. Maybe it's pretty hot. I have a lot of relatives in San Francisco. A lot. My uncle retired from the cable cars. Hey, Christina. Hi, how are you? Tennessee, what's up? Yay, I like Tennessee too. I have relatives there. Yeah, man, I hope so. I heard it might get in the 80s here. That'll be really nice. It's been blazing hot here. It's it's nice to when Adolf comes around and I hop in the car and we take off and go to the hills. It's a lot nicer up there, man. A lot nicer. And the rivers are running real high, the creeks are full, the snow is melting, the water is freaking freezing right now. I can't wait until like later on in the summer when the water level goes down, because then I'll be able to really look for tracks and stuff like that. We had one hell of a summer already. Wow. I think it's around 89 right now here. Yeah, the Kings River is running full, especially low, below the dam. It's really, they're letting the water out like crazy. But the creeks and everything are full. Dinky Creek was running pretty high, about the highest I've seen it in about a decade. It was good, pretty good. I have some really good drone footage of Dinky Creek at Ross Crossing. That's a pretty spooky squatchy area. Lots of reports coming from Ross Crossing. It, but the creek was running really good. But I was warned I can't put the drone video up. Yeah, he was cool, man. He's a cool old guy. If you ever get a chance to meet him, I know he's getting old, so there ain't make time to see old Bob before he goes on into the Bigfoot land in the sky. Yeah, he's really cool. He's a good guy. He's genuine, real genuine. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I pretty much gave you all the update of where I'm at. Be expecting some videos to be loaded up as I get time to work on them, and I'll be putting up some about, I don't know, five or six videos. I'm probably gonna do the Memorial Day stuff, the recent ones first, and then I'll go back to the like May, June. I have stuff all the way from April, May, June. Three months of traveling up in the hills. It's probably like 8 hours, I would say, of video just from the mini cam, and then I got about 3 hours on my cell phone. 3 hours of video on from the cell phone. Good night, Christina. I'm gonna go camping. Let me know, or else you can go camping with us. One or the other. That would be fun. Yeah, man. I used to I used to be up there in southern Oregon, not far from you, and there's a lot of activity up there too. A lot of UFO activity. A lot. Yeah, I don't know if we could go camping up where you're at anymore, but you could go camping with us. You know what I was noticing? I was noticing the trees at the spot where we were at. Have you ever been to the mystery spot? And the trees are all like they grow up and then they got a curve, and they go up and curve like that. And there's a lot of those kinds of trees around the mystery spot. And every once in a while you see them in the forest, but you don't see them in like density, you know what I mean? Well, where we are at the spot, they're all over the place. It's almost like a mystery spot, kind of like it has these trees with where it looks like they grew straight up and then all of a sudden they hook over like that and then start going up again. And there's lots of them. Yeah, well, go over there and check out the trees, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Like the tree grows up straight up, and then all of a sudden it grows to the right, like it's bent, and then it'll start growing up again. So it has like a hook to it, like that. And there's lots of them at the mystery spot. But where we were, I see them, every so often in the forest. I'll see them in other places, but over here where we were at, they're all over the place like the mystery spot. It reminded me of the mystery spots because of how many there were of these weird trees. How's it going, UK? Yeah, maybe vortex. It could be. And maybe a ley line too. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is lots of Bigfoot activity, lots of weirdness this time that I never noticed before. You got it, James. I'll be praying, bro. I pray for everybody all the time. You guys are always in my prayers. Man, I'm going to go back. You sent that. Did you put that footprint up so everybody could see it yet? Cryptid? Cryptid has this killer footprint. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but wow. It's cool. Well, I'm sure there's natives around where we're at. There's all kinds of what do you call it? Paintings, pictographs all over the mountains around here. So I know, I know there's a lot. In fact, the spot that we go to, that we call the spot, I was told by my friend Ron Alec. He's a medicine man. Yeah, I'm a little bit, poquito, about quarter, I think. At least that's what they say. I have a roll. I had a roll number and all that. I lost the card, and I never I never use it, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter to me about it. When I worked at the Indian casino, it mattered to them. It helped me get my job all the way up to marketing director, because they don't, you know, they give, if you're native, you get priority over regular people, or, you know, non-native. So if the job comes up and everybody applies, if you have any native blood, and you get you get priority over them. So you get, if you qualify and everything, you get hired for the job. So I made it all the way to marketing director over a lot of people. Yeah, I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about the trees around the mystery spa all around. Yeah, you know, I've been through it, but it was like in the 70s when I went through it. But I remember the trees. I'm a mountain person. I like the mountains and trees and stuff. So weird trees, I always remember. You know, I take note of weirdness ever since I can remember. So there's a lot of weird trees over there that grow weird. Besides all the weird, you know, stuff, the trees are weird for sure. Yeah, so I guess if I go live, I'm gonna try to do this about once a week. And if I go live, it's gonna be in my car. It's the only place I got at the moment. I can't do it in the mountains. I keep losing my signal. I'm kind of jealous of Brown Dwarf. He could just go out his back door right in Bigfoot land and go on live, you know. Everywhere I go, there's no signal. I can't go live out there. I either got to do it after or before. And and then usually, but by the time I get home, man, my house is busy lately. Busy, busy, busy. It's unbelievable busy. And my wife's keeping me hopping. She's got two. She sees a physical therapist twice a week, and then some other doctor once a week. And then the washer broke, so I was spending all my time at the laundromat. It was like, oh, the car broke down, so I had the car fixed. I mean, it's just been one thing after the other. You know, I'm finally getting back to some kind of normal. I don't know what it's going to be like when my daughter shows up and 3 kids. That's going to be a whole different ball game. But I'm safe in the car, I think. Children in the corn. Okay, I missed something. Yeah. Leave the door open. Well, I have a key anyway, so if you lock it, it's okay. I have a key just in case you lock it, it'll be alright. My mom's trying to lock me out, huh? She probably heard me. She can't see, but she could hear real good. Oh my god. Is that what happens when your eyesight goes? Your hearing gets good? I need to take her with us when we go out squatching. I can't hear, but if she can hear that good, man, she'll hear him coming, huh? This is live, Cosmic Grandmaster. Yes. Yes, so, any you guys, I got about 15 more minutes. You guys got any questions for me about anything that I was talking about? Wow, I want to go see that. Okay, so when we go camping with Brown Dwarf, if we go camping up there, we got to stop in and watch the birds fly. I'll videotape that. I would love to send the drone up over there by Brown Dwarf's house, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, I got about 15 minutes. Right on. Cool, man. G'day, my brother in Aussie land. In Oz. That's where the wizard lives. And the Yowie. Yeah, so you guys don't have any questions, huh? Yeah, man. That's one of the places, if I ever can, I want to get down there to the down unders and go check out the Yowie and see if I can't find him. Yes, there's been a couple of Dogman sightings. Oh, maybe I should talk about some sightings. Oh, man. The sightings have been off the hook. Good morning, Cy. How are you? I will keep up the great research. Okay, so I ran into the guy that called us originally to this little city called Reedley, and you guys could Google that. Okay, you could Google Reedley, and you'll see how the river runs through the city. And I ran into him. He's working somewhere that I go to shop, and I didn't recognize him at first, but he recognized me, thank goodness. And I got a report from him. He's finding the little Big Feet tracks right inside his backyard. And I guess the neighbors and everything are being traumatized by these things. So I got to make a trip to Reedley real soon and go over there, and maybe I can document some of these tracks that they have. Okay. And then, yeah, 1 o'clock. Man, don't camp with the dog man. He's not cool. The dog man, there's probably been 2 sightings of the dog man, but mostly it's been Bigfoot. I've had several people from Southern California, Edison, call me and tell me about Bigfoot in some of the places that Adolf and I went to, Black Rock Lake, and also around Balch Camp. In fact, I talked to somebody else that I know. He was on here, Baron von Strauss. One of his friends had a Bigfoot sighting over there by Balch Camp as well. And then down by the Kings River, in the low part of the Kings River, below the dam, I've had a few fishermen, while I was in Walmart of all places, grab me. They were buying fishing gear, and they always fish over there, and they talk about rocks being thrown at them from the little island. I got drone video of that little island that they're talking about, and where they fish at. I think it's catch and release. I don't think they can keep the fish, so they like sport fishing, barbless hooks, and they have to release the fish. But they've been having growls and big rocks thrown at them. So that's why I've been over in some of those areas, is because of a lot of reports in these certain areas. And it's kind of cool that Adolf likes to likes to get out of town and we go check these places out, because it's no fun going by yourself, that's for sure. I haven't seen that. Not, it was somebody that works for them, but only not, the company didn't call me, just somebody that works for him. And then he turned me on to another guy that works for him, and they actually seen the Bigfoot swimming in Shaver Lake. And I got a few reports around Shaver. I got a report, two reports from a place I really want to check out, and a lot of activity over there, from what I understand. Because after I found out, I got the two reports, I started calling friends up, and they were saying, yeah, Tamarack Ridge was another one that was really good to go check out. Yeah, I think they look like Neanderthals. I'm sure of it. And gorillas. The people that I've talked to, like, I didn't see the face. I have never seen the face real good. I always see the body. I want to see a face. I do. But the body scares the hell out of me. I'm going to tell you right now. The one I saw at Thule was freaking massive. And all I saw was his outline. But he was big. I mean, really big. He was like wide as a car. As wide as a car. And he was going like this. And oh man, I peed all over my shoes and everything trying to get back away from that. For reals. But I've never really got a good look at their face. Um, I've seen them run. That's how I call them, forest ninjas. They 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 glide. Have you ever seen those old kung fu movies where the ninjas, they when they run, they kind of just glide? It looks like their feet aren't moving, they just kind of go. Well, the feet are moving and the arms are swinging, but only it looks like they're floating, like. Um, that's so weird, especially for something really big, and they move real fast, man. Yep, that sounds like it. That sounds like it, Cosmic. The one I always get is they sound like there's a lady being ripped to shreds, and she's screaming like crazy. The one, Sierra Spy. That's the one on Finding Bigfoot. Sierra Spy. I think you have to pay for those still. I'm not sure. I know they're gonna have somebody was telling me they're gonna have a Finding Bigfoot marathon here in a couple days. Am I? Is it better with 2 lights? 3 lights? Make all that orange go away. They're quiet when they want to be. They're really quiet. I mean, they could sneak up on you, and they'll crawl on their belly, man. They'll crawl right on their belly to within feet of you in the night. Okay, at night they'll crawl right up. I've never know. I don't know if it's the day or the night. Really, I think it's nighttime. But they'll crawl right up to your camp while you're out there sitting there by the campfire, and they'll be laying there only 5 feet away. We found 3 areas by our camp just the other day where all the grass was laid down the next day. 3 separate big areas where the grass was laid down, where they were laying down watching us. No, and then they came crawling out of the bushes, and then just got outside the bushes by the camp, and then were just laying there talk about creeping me out, man, because they were close, really close. Like, like probably could reach out and grab my ankle close. Just really a trip. And when I track that, like I've been tracking things ever since I was a little kid. My dad started teaching me tracking when I was a little boy, and I learned about all the different tracks and what to look for and everything. And when I start finding Bigfoot stuff, it is freaky because of how close they get, and you never hear it, you never know, you never know. No, you never know. Now, I didn't get a chance to use the GoPro yet. I'm gonna try to get that. I'm trying to figure out a way to hook it on my back when I walk, when it isn't like shaking. I want it to be kind of really steady when I walk. So I have the GoPro, but only and all the mounting stuff, but I haven't figured out how to put it on my back, aiming backwards while I'm walking, because I walk with my camera this way, and I want one aiming behind me, and I have like 5 batteries, so that way I can go until the battery runs out, and I can change the battery and keep like do a nice hike and get all the video on it. So, but I haven't got around to using that one yet. I plan on doing it though. Something to add more, uh, not more to a video, but more chances of catching them being sneaky. You know, forest ninjas, like crossing the trail behind you. As you go by them, probably within feet or inches, and then they cross the trail behind you when you're not looking. And I want to catch them because I find evidence that they do that. When you're coming back, there'll be little breaks and branches and stuff like that that wasn't there when I walked through the first time. When I come back through, you'll see, because when they walk, they grab the branches and they break them like that. They grab it and they break it. And so you won't see anything broken. And then when you come back, you'll find that, like where they crossed your path that you took and they broke the branches. And they'll probably be about 6 or 8 feet off the ground, sometimes higher, so high that you won't even see it. Sometimes you have to be watching for higher. But if you're looking at the ground or eye level, you're not going to see any of it. You have to be looking a little bit higher. That way you'll see those breaks in the branches. I think I'm subscribed to her. I listened to some of her stuff, but I don't listen to everybody. I wish I could. I try to catch all of Brown Dwarf, and I Dig Daytona and stuff like that, but I don't catch everybody. There's some other ones too. I try to get Cryptid 559 every time. Sometimes I can, and a lot of times I can't, and they have me doing too much stuff around here. Between me and my wife's doctor thing, and trying to clear room for my daughter and her 3 kids. Oh man, I'm selling all kinds of stuff because I don't have room. I have to make room. I'm just gonna dump a lot of stuff. I got a wheelchair lift. I don't really want to sell the wheelchair lift. If you're in the Central Valley area and you know somebody that needs a lift, like a power chair lift for a minivan, let me know. It has to be somebody that really needs it though, and I will give that to them. It has remote control and everything. The only thing I have to do is pull the wire from the battery that goes to the back, and once I got that out, I will give that away to somebody who needs it. I'm not going to sell that. Even though I did buy it, I rather see it go to somebody that really needs something like that. I know how hard it is to get one, and I know what a blessing it is to have one, and I know how bad it is to be in a chair. It sucks. So if you're in the Central Valley area and you know somebody that needs one of those, let me know. Plus, I got a 55-gallon aquarium and maybe a maybe a stand. I'm not sure. I want to trade the aquarium stand I have in my house for the one that I got with this tank. So if I'm able to switch them, then I'll here in recent I'll also have a 55-gallon aquarium and stand. No filters, no lights, no anything, just the aquarium and stand. um, I don't know, $20 if you're interested, if anyone's interested. And I got a whole bunch more stuff, but this isn't the place to like be selling it. Those are the two things my wife wants gone the most, though. They take up the most room. I really like don't want to sell the lift. Oh, and then I'm working on another project real fast. I gotta go, but real fast. Um, this guy passed away, and he had a real popular radio show about guns, and he talked about guns, and I'm going to I was supposed to meet her last week and I didn't, and I need to call her this week. But she's giving me all of his shows, and and I guess he was real popular. He was syndicated, and she's giving me all of the shows. A lot of them are on cassette tape, and some are digitized already onto DVD. But I'm going to be creating some kind of podcast channel for this guy. He's passed away, but he's real popular, and he's kind of like a private investigator with kind of stories like that, and talks about guns and things like that. As I know more, I'll let you know. But I heard there's probably like 5 years of shows this guy did, and I'm going to put them up and put them on so that they don't get lost. You know what I mean? Like, the guy was real popular and everything, and I want to make sure that he doesn't disappear off the world. So, and I'm going to help his wife put them all on there, and maybe I could give her, maybe she can make some income. I don't know. I'll monetize it, but I am working on that too. So that's one of the things that's going to take a lot of time, probably switching the audio from videotape over to MP3 or something. But yeah, so that's what I'm at, man. You guys, I'm really loving hanging out with you guys. I'm reading the chat. So far, nothing really aimed at me too much, but you guys are the righteous, great people from all around the world. I love all of you. I pray for every one of you guys, and all the time, health and wealth and safety and all that. Yeah. I know a little bit about the Torah codes. I don't think he's Torah codes, though. I'll let you know, okay? Whenever you're ready, Chris, man, let me know. We don't have to go with Jeff. I know the way. Been there 100 zillion times, man. We'll just go. We'll just keep it a secret. Because I have a feeling like if we leave everybody behind and just a couple of people go, more stuff happens. And I'll document everything anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay, you guys, well, I'm about 4 minutes over. I have to go start laundry, believe it or not. I have a new washer, but we have a bunch of appointments tomorrow, and I'm going to do all the laundry tonight, and then I'm going to take it, dry it in the morning, and then be off to the doctor's offices in the afternoon. And you guys, Take care. Know I'm praying for you, and always be praying for me, okay? Because I need prayers. Really, truly, I do. And I love all of you. You all have a good morning or a good evening or a good night wherever you are around the world. Love you all. I'll see you probably real soon. I'm going to try to do this car thing. I want to do a bedtime story. I have a few stories to tell. I'm going to try to do some bedtime stories, okay? I'm just going to straight up do a bedtime story and not pay attention to chat. But anyways, here we'll see you guys later, okay?